Okay.
So she could, yep. So that way, if you want to share it with her, she can, kind of get,
Okay.
I guess,
Now
her
you say,
questions
it
answered.
says on the screen, can I say, God, this meeting is being recorded? Can I get that off the screen? Just say
Yeah, I think
it.
yes, correct. Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that actually is part of your update, John. So now I can't secretly record you saying things about your wife.
Okay.
So yeah, that was an interesting thing. They used to not have that, so people would record conversations without the other parties knowing it.
Oh, I
So they
got
added
you.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, they added that as a safety feature. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dive right in, John. I've got until 4 o'clock my time, which I think is what, 6 o'clock your time?
Yes.
Are you
Yeah.
on Central? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna actually, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hit share my screen and everything on the screen. Yes. Start broadcast. 3, 2, 1. Okay, now you guys should see my screen. Let me go to the website. So this is, I believe, can you guys see that?
That's, yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of scroll down here and put some things into context, if you will.
Okay.
But before I get started, there's two things that I want to highlight, and I'm not accusing this website of either one of them, especially the first one, because I have no knowledge of whether it's accurate or not. However,
Okay.
generally speaking, there are websites, blogs, people that will go and post negative things about companies, whether it's network marketing, MLM, or even just companies in general.
Okay.
After they get enough negative reviews, they will reach out to that company and they say, hey, I run this blog, I run this website, and you're not trending very well. I can basically take that away or make it less if we work out some sort of agreement. In essence, it's like blackmail.
Oh, okay.
Again,
How do they get away with that?
Well, because usually it's a nominal fee. Pay me $2,000 and I'll take down my blog or something like that. And for the most part, the companies, it costs them $10,000 just to get an attorney versus just pay it and be done with it. So again, I'm not saying this company does that, but there is history in our industry that has happened. So that's one.
Okay.
Two is I noticed right away, and I'll just scroll here, that right away in, where'd it go? Oh, right here at the top. So right here where it says review summary.
Okay.
They kind of give a summary of APLGO. Then in the blue box right there, they're telling you, that basically they're telling you APLGO is a scam. Instead, invest in the crypto cloud mining company.
I saw that. I saw that with Tom.
And then when you go to that link, ironically enough, it takes you to a link that they are affiliated with. And the reason why I know they're affiliated with it is if you continue to scroll down here on the right-hand side, right there, where it says Profit Farmers.
Okay.
And then it says partnership, and that little person is this website's logo. So when you come back up to the top, you'll see there's their logo.
Okay.
So
yep.
Right away, they're telling you that this company is garbage, and instead you should go and put your money with this company. And by the way, I get a little kickback by you going to the company I'm telling you to. So right then and there, I'm already a little leery of what they're going to say.
Yeah. Yeah. And we did see that when I talked to Tom this morning. That's one thing I saw, and I even pointed it out to him about that. It is kind of telling, because he did say to me, tell me about companies that try to, because you're doing well, and they're trying to get into cut into that. And and when I saw that crypto cloud mining, I said I can see that they're, this just isn't giving a negative view of you. It's also telling you, why don't you go here instead?
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. So with that said, the next few things I'm going to point out just more or less put things into context of when and how this article was written versus where we're at today. So this paragraph right here, I'm going to move it to the top of the screen. That says APLGO is a platform. The last sentence in there says, now the primary focus of the company is on its MLM scheme. A couple of things with that. One is they use the word scheme, which already has a connotation of negative when it's just an MLM business. It's a form of business. And then to put things in context, the primary focus of the company is MLM. The focus has been MLM from day one. The owner of APLGO grew up from the age of 17 doing MLM or network marketing.
Okay.
And he always has been a proponent of network marketing. So it isn't that now the primary focus is this. That's always been the
It's always
way
been
that
that way. Okay.
It's always been network marketing. Yep. So that's one little thing just to put in context. Now the next one is, I'll again scroll up. So this paragraph now at the top, and they actually make quite a strong point in this paragraph that starts with Sergey, the paragraph that starts with in order, and then the paragraph that starts with the company. So all three paragraphs on the screen right now, they all make a strong point that there's no physical presence in the United States. Now, to provide some context, international companies do not necessarily need to have a physical presence in the United States. They need to have a legal presence and be registered in the United States, which we are.
Okay.
But having a physical presence isn't necessarily required. So to me, that was a little deceiving, where they're saying there's no physical presence. And to take that a little step further, it's like, well, there is a physical presence because I'm here in the US. Our products are here in the US. Our FDA registration is here in the US. So it kind of depends on how you define physical presence.
Yeah.
And then let's see.
And I think I kind of read up on that, about that, the point that you just made there within the United States, I did kind of see that. I could understand it, how this, the more you looked at this, the more it did look like some kind of like you said, it's
intentional trashing.
Yeah, that's what it really looks like the more you look into it,
Yeah. And then a couple of things I'll highlight on here. So now we go into this domain insights. And what's interesting with this is I'm not going to debate the 63% and the 11% and the 2%, but I'm going to provide context on this. So they're basically looking at the number of, or the activity of the website. And they're saying that 63% of the activity is in Russia, from Russia, Russia speaking, or the case may be 11% US. Well, this article was written February of this year. APLGO didn't open up in the United States until July of 2020. So when you're comparing, 9 years of business by Russian speaking people to 8 months of US, of course, the website numbers are going to be skewed 9 years versus 8 months. So to me, that is it's put it in context. Again, I'm not going to debate the 63%, 11%, but to put it in context of the time that the company's been around, I think sheds some light on those numbers.
Right. So it sounds like you've seen this before, right? I
have. Yeah, I've come across this website a couple of times. Yeah. The next one on here is, why did I circle this one? I circled that paragraph there of however APLGO is also becoming very popular because more and more people believe it to be genuine and profitable. I found that interesting that sentence was in there when it seems like they're trying to warn you about what's happening, but here they're saying that more and more people are finding it genuine and profitable. So anyways, I found that one interesting.
Yeah, you know what? And now that I see that, I didn't catch that before. I didn't, because I kind of perused over it. After you see this, when she handed it to me, I thought, well, I gotta just ask Tom. But I never did see that. So they're trashing you in one way, and then telling you you're becoming a very popular, APLGO because more and more people believe it to be genuine. You know what I mean? It's kind of like,
I found that interesting. Now, under this one, the first sentence after how to join APLGO, users have to spend a considerable amount of money to join APLGO. Well, my personal experience in the network marketing space is a couple of things. One is technically you only have to spend the $25 associate fee to get started. However, we do encourage the purchasing of these kits that we talk about in here to get product. So this is where things get a little fuzzy as far as what you consider it means to start a business. Because let's just take $125 because they talk about that in the paragraph down below.
Yeah, I see it right down there.
Yeah, you're spending $125, but you're getting 4 boxes of product,
Okay.
four
Uh-huh.
$25 boxes. So it's like when you start a brick and mortar business, you need to buy product to fill your shelves. You know, you
Hmm.
need to be a product of the product, meaning if you're going to sell something, most likely you want to have experienced it or tasted it or tried it or worn it or played with it or driven it or whatever the case may be.
Right.
So that's, I think, trying to fuzzy the situation a little bit, because if you're selling a product, wouldn't you want to know what the product is, how it tastes, what it did, you know?
Hmm.
So, and then the other thing is $125 in the network marketing space is actually a very low dollar amount to get started. The
Yeah,
previous companies
that is really that, and that part of it is, well, oh, what's your first name again?
oh, Garth, sorry,
What is it?
Garth, Garth.
Oh, Garth. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, Garth, and the main reason, and Tom and I talked when I started it, I somehow I was talking, I think we were talking about my back being sore, and somehow we just got into the conversation. Well, about the company,
Mhm.
so my big thing was, the product, and really was anxious to try these out. There were three of them I really targeted. Two really when we talked last time, but the other one was the one for relaxing because I get uptight a lot,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. And a
Yeah.
lot of times I don't sleep good because I let things bother me. And then if I wake up in the middle of the night, the first thing I lay back down in bed, that's what comes to mind.
Yeah.
So I don't
Understood.
know if, that maybe be something a pill can't help,
Right. Right. Understood. So,
so,
and
but no, definitely the $125. That's, you know,
that's pretty small to start a business.
yeah,
And then the
very
second thing too
small.
is with the promotion running for the rest of this month, you get the $100 in product and then you're matched 150%. So
Right.
you're getting
And Tom
another,
explained that. Yeah.
yeah, so you're getting another $150 in product for free. So you're getting more in free than what it costs you to get started, which is also pretty remarkable, because then, that free product, what we coach people on to grow the business is the product you got for free. You
Mhm.
can go and sell it to friends and make all your money back, or sample
Sure.
like crazy to grow your business. So it gives you additional, product, if you will, to start your business. So,
Yeah.
$125 to get, what would that be? $275 in product, or $250 in product, basically
Right.
double. That's pretty good. So
Right. And Tom even explained that, how that can be used as like the samples that he gave me,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I mean, they're available to really, and so, yeah. And so the more I thought about it after, and when I really said, yeah, a lot of things in here just seem like they're attacking
yeah,
a company. Now that you
yeah,
explained what they try to do with that, it kind
yeah.
of makes sense.
Well, and then just for the sake of your wife, who hopefully will watch this on recording, I just want to point out here too that now here they come to their website and they spend a lot of time talking about this Profit Farmers and
Okay.
how well Profit Farmers is doing. For example, right here they're talking about how much
Oh,
money
there
they
it is again.
made.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're really, in my opinion, kind of trying to do a bait and switch. It's like, these
Bait and
guys are
switch, right?
terrible, but yeah, these guys are terrible, but you should come and do what we're doing. So
Yep.
I just got, I think, yeah, just a couple more things just to wrap up, just to put in context in here, is under financial freedom here. They say, however, there's no proof that the company is actually capable of providing such profits to the users. Well, two things with that. One, yes, they are. My wife and I are a perfect example of that. We've been in the business now. What is this? So this, at the end of this month, we'll have been in it for 13 months. We've
Okay.
made over $110,000.
Oh, wow.
So we can attest that they're paying
Mhm.
us.
Yeah.
I can even show you our back office to prove it. The
Yeah.
second thing with that is there's actually a third party called businessforhome.org.
Mhm.
And what they did is they got sick and tired of the network marketing companies playing games of trying to say how much money they paid out. So what businessforhome.org does is they look at the company's revenue, how much money they made, and then
Okay.
how much they paid all of their associates, and they come up with a percentage. It removes all of the gamesmanship. I mean, if you're talking about how much you pay out, isn't that the most pure form? How much did you make? and how much did you pay your people?
Yeah.
So they found out APLGO pays out 63%. Most other network marketing companies are between 20 and 35%. So we're double to triple what most, double to triple.
Yeah.
And that's third-party entity, businessforhome.org. And here's what's interesting. We've been in other network marketing companies before. They never told us about businessforhome.org because they didn't want us to know what the company actually paid out. So APLGO, which is very proud of how much it pays out, said, hey, go look at this other website that is independent and see what it says. So that's interesting from a financial standpoint. Now let's see, successful. So under the successful paragraph, they talk about, however, you should remember that APLGO.com is a Russian-based platform. Despite its being a global company, there's no external data that validates such claims. Well, I can personally attest that that's not true. One, it is a Russian-based platform. That happens to be where the owner is ethnicity. He's from Russia. That's where he was born. However, we personally have people on our team that are in Canada, Dominican Republic, Australia, Mexico, Peru, Costa Rica, and we're about ready to go into Brazil. And those are people that we speak, myself and my wife speak with directly. So I can tell you we have people in those companies. So it is a global company, and that right there is just an incorrect statement of what they're saying here on this website.
Okay.
Source of revenue, let's see, what did I circle on that one? Oops. So source of revenue. Oh, there. So this, to put this in context, this last paragraph in source of revenue says, therefore, the primary source of revenue of APLGO is affiliate members and not the products. Now, there's some truth to that sentence, but I need to provide context to that. Over in Eastern Europe, where the dominant amount of business is done with APLGO, they don't have the same federal regulations we do. So they don't have to have customers over there. Here in the United States, we do. That's why we're in the Whisper campaign right now, is just to get people in place to help launch the business. So that's correct. The primary source of revenue is associates or affiliate members, they call it here, because that is how things can be run in Eastern Europe and in Russia, and how things are currently being run here in the United States until we launch in January of 2022. Then our customer program will be open and we'll start seeing our customer volumes go significantly. So what she said, or this, I say she, because there's just a picture of a female in the bottom right corner there. What the writer said is true, but it lacks context. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay. And then let's see.
It's just a misstatement on their part. I mean, you're saying it's true based on like what you told me, but they're making it look like,
they're trying to make it look like a pyramid scheme or a Ponzi scheme.
Exactly. That's the word I was looking for. A pyramid scheme where everything is, the closer you are to the top,
Yep. So the biggest difference between pyramid schemes and Ponzi schemes has to deal with the product. Is there enough product being sold? Well, one, is there an actual product? And there is. We've all, in fact, I have some of it right here in my hand.
Yeah, I've seen Tom gave me the booklet here.
Yeah. Yep. So there is product. And then we also have a customer program. So those are the biggest things. And that's why the FCC regulates it, because they want to make sure that you are not affiliate heavy, that you have most of your business is from customers, not just associates. So, which actually kind of gets into this last statement on here under reliable team, where they talk about, such kind of statements make it clear that APLGO is concealing the identities of people actually behind it. Well, I'm not really sure what they mean by that, but I will say that in network marketing, turnover is fairly common. What I mean by that is you may have someone who's a leader and they've been your leader for a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever the case may be. And for whatever reason, they move on to another company. Well, that provides a lot of, I guess, bandwidth, you would say, for a company to track down who is still with the business, who is not still with the business, if they're posting all of the names of the people that you can do business with. So it isn't that they're really concealing the identities. my wife and I are out there on social media. We're with APLGO. We're not hiding anything. It's just from a business standpoint, that would be tough for them to track. It is one. And two, we're actually independent associates. So we're not technically employees of APLGO. So that's another thing that makes it a little muddy when you're talking about hiding the identities of people, is we're not employees of APLGO.
Okay.
So we can remain hidden. For example, we have people that they use their business name, not the actual person's name. An example I use in one of our compensation programs, we had a guy named Gary who owned Jim R Us. Well, Jim R Us is what is signed up with APLGO, not Gary. Okay. So is that concealing the identity? No, that's just how Gary wanted to sell his products. So
under that name.
Yeah. And then just, I believe, just last couple of things. Under commissions, recruitment commissions are a major part of the company. I kind of already touched on that, that's just where we're at right now. We're in a whisper campaign. We are supposed to be recruiting associates. So when we launch in January, then we're ready for the customers. So that is a kind of true statement, but again, that's context. And then the last sentence right here where you say most of these commissions are only after you spend a large amount of money. And I don't know why they call it investment, because you're not investing in the company, you're buying product.
Right.
But that's just flat out not true.
Yeah.
That's pay to play, which is illegal, and we are not pay to play. You can come in at the $100 level, and if you know a bunch of people that they come in and sign it, and you've got a big customers, you can absolutely earn those bonuses.
Yeah.
Over time.
Yeah.
So
sure.
And then this is the last one under the conclusion. Right here it says, instead, the company is based in Russia and trying to attract people from all over the globe to make more profits. Well, it is based in Russia, but it is a global company. And aren't most businesses in the business of making money?
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Even nonprofits earn money
to
grow the nonprofit. So to me, that's an intentionally deceptive statement. And then the last thing on here is where it says, this paragraph here says, under these packages, the users are forced to buy APLGO products every month. Well, to me, that's using language that can be deemed as intimidating by saying forced to buy. So for example, if you owned a AutoZone parts store, would you be forced to buy AutoZone parts to sell in an AutoZone parts store? Or if you own a McDonald's, would you be forced to buy McDonald's French fries to sell in a McDonald's store?
Yeah.
So it's when you peel the layers back on that one a little bit, but to me, again, that's a little deceptive of.
Yeah. You actually got me sold on this, because I really, when I looked at some of the things in it after, I thought, it was just like Tom said when I was over at the house there with it. I looked at that company. Why would they refer you? I mean, how do I know what company they're referring me to? They're telling you, that company is. So you got me sold. I mean, it just kind of, today with the internet, it's a good thing, but boy, it can be a bad thing.
No, that's a very, very important statement, is that anybody can say anything they want, and it's really unregulated, and it's up to the reader, the consumer of the information, to determine if there's validity to it. So that's why
it's legal, right? I mean, that's the sad part about it, is that you think somebody would be able to go after them, for defamation of character,
and they can, but the problem with that is defamation of character is such a narrowly defined damage that it's sometimes tough to quantify.
It costs a lot of money too to try to.
Yeah, which is why you see lawsuits in the hundreds of millions and billions of dollars, because it's an intimidation tactic.
Yeah. Well, anyways. and then it's just the people I met you on Saturday, and you see the people, and you get a feel for somebody when you're talking to them, and you're on the up and up. And I gotta say, you're very knowledge-able.
Well, thank you. I've been doing this for 13 months.
That's pretty good for 13 months, but I feel better now, and then, my main thing, it was kind of funny because talking in the laundry down at work, and Mom, Tom, just kind of talking all of a sudden, we were doing this, and my big, really first concern was the product, to use the product and use it for things that, I want to improve with myself. So that, and if I see that in myself, I can say, holy cow, listen, I'm taking this here, guys, and, and again, I'm not a marketing person, a salesperson, so I kind of got to go, well, this works for me,
Right.
So,
your own testimonial will, is like Tom's testimonial.
Right. Exactly right. Exactly right.
And with the warmth.
Even I feel bad now, you can't see me, but I'm looking at everybody else and you can't see me, but
no worries,
I really talking to Tom, he really was, and he was actually pretty angry at this company today, and he talked about your daughter too, that she had uncovered stuff, and it's really until you have to go out there, until you see it, and then it's explained to you, now you get that, that was my suspicion, because now I'm looking at the people that work with this. I'm looking at the people that, honest people, So good for you.
Garth, where do we go from here?
Well, that's a great question, Linda. So John, what are next steps for you? I mean, obviously, I'd love to get you signed up and get you introduced into the APLGO, business side of things, which we can certainly do. I've got about 10 more minutes before I need to go home and get ready to coach my son's flag football team. Coming off a devastating loss this last weekend, which Zachary and I were out of town. So we've got to,
I got my grandson, my grandson I'm following, and he's really gotten good at baseball. And
good.
He's actually playing with the year older than him, with them guys.
Oh, wow.
And he caught a ball at Miller Park the other day. They sent a picture of him. I think he ran and got it after it came in the stand. So you only got 10 minutes. So what are the next,
Well, John, if I remember right, I think we had you signed up already previously, right? And we struggled with getting your order completed.
We had trouble getting it complete.
Yeah. And come to find out, if I remember right, we were trying to sign you up as a Prime customer, and that was where we're running into the issues, right? So if you're interested in joining as the associate, that's where you would just log into your back office, and you go to shop, and you start selecting your products, and you choose, depending on what level you come in at, the $100 level, you choose your own boxes. As you get into the higher amounts, they have prepackaged groups where you end up saving some money. It's just like shopping at Costco. When you buy in bulk and it's packaged together, you get a little savings. But we can certainly try going through that now if you'd like, or what works best for you guys.
But weren't you saying, John, that you were thinking about being an associate and selling it like maybe after the first of the year? And now is when you could get the boxes for free by just becoming the associate now, and then you get all of that free stuff.
And the other thing, John, I'll point out, and they kind of touched on it in that article a little bit, but we actually have a hybrid compensation model, meaning because our owner had been in the network marketing space for years, he saw good compensation plans, bad compensation plans. He saw what worked, didn't work. And he took the best kind of the two main kinds of compensation plan and combined them together. Well, one of those particular parts of a compensation plan, it actually does matter when you start. And what I mean by that is, I'm not at home with my whiteboard, but it's called the ninery. And it's you're building, and we call it a ninery because you build 9 legs, and I'm really getting into the details here, but I won't get into that. When someone signs up, we, as the person who signed them up, have to place them on one of our 2 lanes. And once we do that, that's your position. Now, if Linda signs up, let's just say you sign up tonight and Linda places you here. If Linda signs up another person tomorrow, that person's going to go underneath you.
Okay.
If she signs someone up next month, they go underneath here. So what ends up happening is these people down here on one part of the compensation plan, some of their efforts, some of their business actually rolls up to you.
Okay.
So there is a sense of planting your flag, if you will, sooner rather than later. So you've already paid, or you've already signed up, so we've already got that part done. So now it would be just finishing the associate sign up for the $125, and then you're going to get a bunch of free product. And I just want you to know that they do charge $1 per box of the free product. It's just like a little handling fee, but it's only $1 a box.
Okay. Yeah.
So you could get like the exact scenario we talked about for 125. There's a $25 fee, $10 shipping, whatever the tax is. Everyone's tax is different, and then $1 a box. So let's just say 125, 135 with shipping, tax. Let's just say $5, 140, like 145 bucks with the $1 box. You'd be getting $250 worth of product.
Okay. And like, how do I just understand it? Like, I know what products here, I was looking at. So what do I do then?
So do you want to do the associate then, John, so you can get that free product?
Well, I guess it would pay to get the free product, right? And if I was going to do it eventually anyway,
Yeah. Well, and then you've locked yourself in to today's date. So now as Linda and the other people that she signed up, as they're adding people, they're all going to kind of go below you on the one part of the compensation plan. So when you're ready to go, it sounds like I heard correctly in January, you're already going to have people in your team on the Ninery on one of those lanes. So there's a benefit to doing it.
Okay. So what do I do now? What, what's my, do I give you the product? And
so there's one or two things we could do right now. If you're at your laptop, we could walk you through it right now. Now, we can try doing that. It might be a little difficult since we can't see you or see your screen. The other thing you could do is tell Linda everything that you want, and she can get you signed up.
Okay.
Yeah.
That might be the better way to do it,
Okay. And then John, when it comes to the free product, John, a couple of things to consider is you could get more of the boxes you're already interested in, or if your spouse has something that she might be interested in, or some of your kids or some of your neighbors or coworkers, if you can think of things that other people might be interested in, you could get those as free products and sample them.
Okay.
And that's a way to kind of start kicking off your business now already.
Okay.
So do you know which ones you want then, John?
So I'm going to hit stop. I'm going to hit stop record right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
This would be a boring part to watch later.
Yeah.